So we're just currently working on the Ceuk MSRT van. It's quite a new one, but it's the latest model with all the new big diffusers. It's pretty decent paint, to be honest, which we didn't expect on a commercial vehicle. They're normally pretty crap. The one thing we've noticed is swirl marks and scratches, not a great deal, which is good. The paint is extremely soft and very thin. That's the downside to this, which is why this is in for a ceramic coating. I can't really find loads of marks. They are on the paint, but they're not all over, and they're not deep, and it's pretty good, to be honest with you, because it has been on the road, I think, about 6 months. So it has been out and about, it's been to shows and events, and it's been watched a few times, so it's not bad really. The biggest issue we found is on the panels on here. This is where they've had their magnetic signs basically fitted the same on the back at the same time. I'll try and get it on camera, but the same on the back here. Basically Adamant Ceuk puts magnetic signs on here so he can actually use the van for himself when he needs to. And what we've instantly noticed, and this shows how bad the paint must be as in thinness, or like toughness if you want to call it, it's all hazy. And it's marred, and it's actually lost a lot of the colour in the orange peel, and that'll just be from, you can just see slight lines, but that'll be from like the magnet literally just being taken off and being taken off safely, but it's actually starting to affect the paint on here. I'm going to try and get it on camera. The problem is, since we've had all these new lights in the booth to make things a lot easier for us and show a lot more defects, they're not actually visible on camera a lot of the time, and that is a problem for us. Only because we like to show you what's reality and the truth. We don't like to hide things or kind of mimic the video so it looks better than it is. But we'll try and get it on camera and I'll try and show you that.
Like a lid looking bad on a boat. I'm on a boat. I ain't shit, but my baby call me go.
So what I was trying to show you there is basically when you get a new car, or so I should say you get new paint on a car, you basically flat it down with sanding paper to get rid of the orange peel, and then what you do is you buff it back up, and this actually, because it's got quite a bit of orange peel, new cars always have, this looks a little bit worse being yellow, and I think because the paint's thin, so therefore it's got more of a texture because it's not smoothed in due to the amount of paint that's on it. What we get in here is basically like a real dullness to the paint, where the rest of the panels look pretty good. It's only kind of these three sections. So what we tried to get there on the camera is just to show you the dullness, and this is what we're going to do, is we're going to machine all this back up, and then we're going to put the Ceramic Pro products basically onto the paint. They're going to be done over a couple of days. It's just going to be baked. It is dropping colder now, unfortunately, which is, I hate cold weather. So we have got the heaters actually kicking in, that's what you can hear, and we're actually getting this ceramic booth up to sort of 30 degrees temperature at present, which is going to call it a bake room. But this will help us to actually get the ceramic to bond, and then we can actually heat it on with the infrared lamps as well. So we've basically corrected these panels now on the back panel. We haven't done the rest of the vehicle yet for one reason. We've just spoken with Adam at Ceuk, and the reason why these are quite bad is he believes that when he puts the magnet plates on, they actually pick up a lot of dirt, grime and stones, which do tend to be magnetic, and the problem is every time he puts them on, it's actually scratching the actual panels. So even if we put like multiple layers of ceramic on, the reality is it's still going to scratch the actual ceramic. Yes, we can take it out, we can buff those marks out, and we can then re-ceramic it, but it's not really feasible for him, and it's not the best solution. So what we're actually going to do, which is something we don't do as a rule, we're actually going to fit some ceramic self-healing PPF basically. So we're going to actually prep these panels. Now, some of you guys that might follow us might be professional PPF installers. I know it's different to window tinting and wrapping, and not everybody's into PPF in regards to application wise. The stuff we use in the Suntech is really, really thick. It is self-healing. It's pretty damn incredible, I've got to be honest. I'm not a massive fan of PPF as a rule. This stuff does impress me. As I say, it's self-healing, but it's ceramic as well, so it will repel the same as the way when we actually ceramic the van, so you won't particularly tell it's on. The problem is, some people will cut it on the actual vehicle, and I'm not prepared to do that. It might be the best solution, it might be the way these guys do it. Even if we put masking tape here, it's just, to me, I'm not going to cut on a vehicle. The other problem is we can't use the cutting ribbon that we've actually got. Now that stuff's really good and it works on vinyl. It will not work on this PPF. It's way too thick and you can't get through it. You even struggle with seriously good scissors. What we're going to have to do is basically mock up a template on here, on both sides and the boots, lay that down onto the PPF and actually trim it manually. Again, professionals might have a plotter that does that for them and they'll buy the template for it. We don't have that technology, but we've spoken with Adam and we're basically going to do this manually and PPF these two panels in the rear, and then we're going to get on with the rest of the coating, well, the rest of the machine work. The reason why we've not done any more yet is because the amount of water that's going to actually land on here. So due to the fact that the MSRT vans are seriously cool, and they always have been, we've also realised they're just as crap when it comes to the actual side skirts and the build quality on the bottom, and we now can't put the van on the ramp because it only go on a 4-poster, it won't go on a detailing ramp. So we're now back to detailing on its knees like we did 20 years ago. Great. So as you may notice, we're still using the Rotary machines. We've obviously explained that quite a lot of times, the reason why we prefer these, and that's just because they give a better finish, but they are harder to use. The areas on this bumper have got a lot of grooves and vents in them. If you use a DA machine which oscillates, basically the head doesn't do this, it actually oscillates. The problem is you hit those panels, you can cause damage and you can't buff the same as well. So anybody who uses DAs, you will not get the same results in this, and you will not get right into those little corners and angles, and that's why we still use the Rotary. So it's not just that it's a better tool and gives a better finish, it's also we can actually get into those areas to do it. Obviously doing this on hands and knees on the floor is a bit tricky, but we can get the result. So the van's pretty much prepped now, and we're on to the ceramic side of things. The camera can actually zoom in. This is the 9H that we're actually going to be using, and we're going with Ceramic Pro on this one, purely because we want the best results from it and we need to toughen it up. It's a bit of an odd colour, as in we can't see where the actual coating's going on, worse than white. So when we're putting it on, we're really going to have to kind of measure where it's actually being taken off and make sure nothing's been missed. We've done the bonnet 3 times already, actually seems to be no problems, it's going on really well. Ceramic Pro is the toughest on the market. You will pay big money for it, but it's worth it, and it's a genuine ceramic, unlike a lot out there, so try not to get too caught out with things like that. Now this vehicle's already done 3,000 miles and it's vile. That's normally not the case, but you know, we had him at Ceuk. I think sure he does this on purpose. He pretty much leaves everything in here and he just throws crumbs everywhere. Normally I let him off because in his door pocket there's normally a pack of fizzy worms that he's accidentally forgot, and I eat them all. I ain't seen no fizzy worms and he still expects me to do this. Where's my fizzy worms, Adam?